Good morning, students. Hope you all are doing fine. So, previous class we were discussing about problem solving methodology and we were discussing the different algorithms. The algorithms that can be used to solve the different problems. So, last class we were trying to solve or write the algorithm to find area of circle. Let's get started and continue the same problem. So here we have an algorithm to find area of circle. So algorithm to find area of circle. So we are writing an algorithm to find area of circle. So last class we saw how we can accept the radius. So we can accept the radius and then we can calculate the area. So the area of a circle is equal to pi r square. So pi is the constant value 3.14 and r is the radius. So first we will start the process and then we will accept radius. So let us assume radius as r. Read r. Then we will compute area. So area is equal to pi. The value of pi, as we know, 3.14 is the constant value of pi into r square. R square is nothing but the radius into radius. So we need to multiply twice the accepted value. So we are computing area. So area is equal to pi r square. After calculating area, the next term is to print the area or output the area. So a computer prints the area, as we know that the area, the calculated value area is stored in A, that we will be printing. The next step is stop. So start, we will accept the radius, read R, will accept radius, compute area, we are calculating area, then we are outputting area. So this is the printing part of this algorithm was not explained in the previous class. So we have done with this and hope you have understood the algorithm for finding the area of a circle. This is how we can find the area of circle. As explained earlier, my dear students, problem solving methodology. So you have to study here algorithms and flowchart. Probably this chapter carries 17 marks from your syllabus. Hope you have understood this algorithm. Let's continue. Let's write an algorithm to find area of a triangle. Let's write the area of triangle given base and height. When base and height is given, how we can calculate the area of a triangle, that we will be discussing now. So to find the area of triangle given base and height, so we will be using half into base into height. So half into base into height is the formula to find the area of triangle. So here half we know it's a constant value. We require B and H. To find area of triangle, it is required to know base and height. Without knowing base and height, we will not be able to calculate area. So it is required, we need to know the base and height. So without base and height, without knowing what is the base value and what is the height value, we will not be able to calculate area. So to calculate or to find the area of a triangle, we require base and height. So we will write an algorithm to find the area of triangle given base and height. So we will be calculating the area of a triangle for which the base and height value is given. So start. To find area, we require base and height. So we will accept base and height. So we will accept base and height. That is, base we assume it as B and height we assume it as H. B represents the base of a triangle. H represents the height of the triangle, or it's your choice. You can take base and height, whatever you wish to take. So, after accepting base and height, the next step is we will compute the area. So, we will compute the area. Compute is nothing but calculate. Calculating is also called computing. Computing means calculating. So compute area means it is nothing but calculate area. You can also write calculate area. It's not a problem. It's up to you. Whatever you want to use, you can use. Either you can use calculate area or compute area. Both are fine. Both are correct. So compute area. So now, previous example, we calculated the area of circle. For calculating the area of circle, pi r square, we require pi and radius. To calculate area of triangle, we require base and height. So base and height we have taken, and next step is to calculate the area. Area is half into base into height. So we compute area by half into base into height h. As I told earlier, B represents base and H represents the height. No, if you want to use BASC, you can use. For height, instead of H, if you want to use HEIGHT, you can use. But most of the time, we use small representation. So radius we generally use R. So if it is base we generally use B. If it is height we generally use H. There is no rules. We have to use B and H. It's up to you. Whichever you want to use, you can use. That's not a problem. So after computing area, now we will print area. So area, the calculated value is in A. So we will be giving area is equal to B. Then stop. So we end the process. So this is the algorithm to find area of triangle given base and height. So here we are calculating area of triangle given base and height. When base and height is given, we can calculate the area. So let's get started. Let's have a recap how we did this. So when you want to calculate area of circle, you require radius. When you have to calculate area of rectangle, you require length and the breadth of the rectangle. When you are calculating area of square, a side is required because all sides are equal in a square, so we require side. When you have to calculate area of triangle, we require base and height, or we require sides. So first thing, there are two ways in which we can calculate the area of triangle. One is the given base and height, the other one is using the sides. Now, so the question asked is algorithm to find the area of triangle given base and height. That means we need to calculate the area by using base and height. So when base and height is given, so area calculation is like this. So half into base into height. So when you have to calculate area, first we require base and height. After accepting base and height, then we will calculate. Accept base and height. As I have explained in earlier classes, accepting we use read or input statement to accept the data from input devices. When a computer is accepting the data from input devices, the same we represent it with input or read statement. So we are accepting base and height, and then we are, after accepting base and height, we are computing base and height into, we are multiplying base and height with half so that we get the area. So we are calculating area. After calculating area, next is we print the area. So we print the area how A is equal to half into base into height multiplied value is stored in A. So print area is equal to area is available in A. So we will be using this. Hope you have understood this. Kindly write down this algorithm to find the area of triangle. Kindly make a note, write down all the algorithms, and you will learn algorithms only by writing many times, practicing well. Then only you will learn. Otherwise, it's difficult for you to remember this. Kindly write down this. Step 1, start. Step 2, accept base and height. That is, read P and H. Then compute area. Then we are printing area stuff. Hope you have written. Hope you have copied the algorithm which is on the board. Hope you have understood. Let's continue and let us start practicing writing few more algorithms. So I will help you. Now we will learn to write algorithm to find simple interest. So we will write an algorithm algorithm to find simple interest or to calculate simple interest. So we know that simple interest SI is equal to P into T into R divided by 100. So how do we calculate simple interest? We calculate simple interest by P into T into R by 100. Sometimes you may be confused. What do I accept and what do I calculate? My dear students, I will be giving you one small hint or a simple technique. When you write an algorithm, you may be confused as to, Miss, what are the values I have to input and what is the calculation I have to do? So, some of you may be finding little confusion as to what is inputting and what is calculating. See, we input different set of values depending upon the problem. For example, for calculating area of circle, we inputted radius. To calculate area of a triangle, we inputted base and height. So, to find sum, we took two numbers. Now it's a different story. Now we are calculating SI. SI is nothing but simple interest. To calculate simple interest, you don't require radius, you don't require base and height, you don't require radius. To find simple interest, you require principal amount, time and rate of interest. So if we have P, T and R, P is principal amount, T is time taken, R is rate of interest, then I can calculate simple interest. But still, miss, we are some of my students, they all have a little confusion as to what has to be inputted, what has to be calculated. You just concentrate on the simple technique what I am telling. See, this is how you calculate simple interest. SI is equal to PTR by 100. You just check the equals. So, the right part of the equals you have to input. Left part you have to calculate. So, this is left part and this is right. Right you have to input, left you have to calculate. So, the area was pi r square. So, we inputted r, that is radius, and then we calculated a. Clear everybody? So, just look at the formula and see equals. Write whatever is available, you input it or accept it. Inputting is accepting. Equals left part whatever is there, you calculate, you compute. Hope you will keep these things in mind, and then you, before writing the algorithm, hope you will keep these things into your mind, and then you write the algorithms, which is much more easier for you. Let's get started and let's write algorithm for finding simple interest. Now, let's start with step 1. We always begin with step 1. Step 1 is always start. We start the process, whatever it is, first we begin it. The beginning of any process is represented with start statement. So, we say start. The next step is we have to accept the values. what are the values required. So for this problem we require PTR, that is principal amount, time and rate. It's not required you have to take PTR, you can take principal, time, rate, but it will take so much of time that we take lot of time to write it. So we simplify and we just use P and T and R. So let's accept. To find a simple interest, what is required? We require PTR. So let's accept P, T and R. Or you can write principal, time and rate. Or just simply you can, just in simple words you can write P, T and R. Next. So we should represent accepting is reading. Here read. P, T, R. Okay. How will a computer accept the values? It will input the values through its input devices. So we have a brief discussion on input devices. Which are the different input devices? If you remember, if you recall keyboard, mouse, most of the time the most commonly used input device is keyboard, using which the data can be inputted. So it will read PTR. So principal amount, time and rate it will read. Next is, once we know what is the amount taken, we know rate of interest, and then we also know the time taken, then what are we waiting for? So we can directly calculate the simple interest. So the next step is, so we will compute simple interest. SI is equal to P into T into R divided by 100. P into T into R divided by 100. So it will calculate the simple interest. So then after calculating we should give the output or the result. Result is nothing but simple interest. So we need to give the result. Result is outputting. Output SI or simple interest. So outputting is print. So what are we printing? We are printing simple interest. And simple interest, the calculated value is stored in SI. So the calculated value is stored in SI that we are printing. And after giving the output, we have taken PTR, we have calculated, and then we have outputted or we have printed, then the job is over. So the next step is stop. So this is how we calculate the simple interest. So kindly make a note of the algorithm, kindly write down all the steps. Step 1 start. Step 2 accept principal, time and rate. That is we are accepting reading P, T, R. Then we are computing simple interest, and simple interest is equal to P into T into R by 100. and then we are outputting simple interest. That is how a computer outputs. It prints simple interest SI. Then we are printing stop. Hope you have understood this. Let us write an algorithm to find compound interest. Hope you have copied this. Hope you have copied the algorithm. So we'll give a few more moments so that you can copy. Oh. So let's continue the same topic, and we will write an algorithm to find compound interest. So we will write an algorithm to find compound interest. This is simple interest. To calculate simple interest, we use P into T into R by 100. Now we will learn to calculate compound interest. To calculate compound interest, the formula we will be using is so we will write an algorithm to find compound interest. And to calculate compound interest, so we have P into 1 plus R divided by 100 to the power of T minus